All right, welcome back to Projects in Dad's Garage, whose camera doesn't work. There we go. You can tell it's a garage now because there's a car in here. Unfortunately, car made it more of a garage than a workshop, and hopefully that'll get resolved soon. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is we're going to build the Stagecoach side by side blaster. Um, it is by Femling Design. Uh, Let me get you over here. I don't want to bring up the iPad that has my Steam Deck on it because I don't want my AirPod to jump to a different thing. But this is it. We're gonna follow along. The instructions are video instructions. You can find those video instructions on Out of Darts' YouTube channel. Shout out to Out of Darts because they are the ones sponsoring this build. They sent over this kit, no charge. Uh, there's no, normal stuff. It's not a review, but uh, just send it over for me to build and put out my thoughts on it. Other than the kit, no money changed hands, blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. So we'll go over here to this camera. And for those watching this after the fact, this is being streamed live on Discord. If you'd like to hang out during these live Nerf Blaster builds, click the link in the description and join the Discord. Uh, can't build them live on YouTube anymore because YouTube is YouTube. Uh, is what it is. So we build them live on Discord, upload the video to YouTube. But the fun part about that is instead of chatting and you just typing, you're just hanging out in a chat room and you get to talk to me. Right now, we've got Mac, we've got Down Under Maker, we got Fern Dog, Harsh Reality, How We Do It, and this Shrimp Father hanging out with us tonight. So thanks for hanging out, guys. I know it's late on a Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday.
Except for Phil. It's the middle of the day for him. So let's check out where we're going to start with. Let's go over here and check out this video.
Dr. Flux here with Out of Darts, showing you how to build this latest and greatest amazing shotgun blaster. This is from Femling Design, known as the Stagecoach. It is a side-by-side Springer lever action blaster that actually takes shells. It's like I never learned. We will be offering hardware kits for this blaster, hardware kits with 3D printed parts, and if you'd like for a little bit more, you can have us assemble it for you. As always, we try to make these build guides as easy to follow as possible, including getting feedback from the designer. This means filming bits over multiple weeks with different blasters. If you see parts disappear,
We're going to skip ahead a bit. It's going to tell us what tools we need. Adam Darts does a fantastic job with
first
their
let's
assembly
build the
videos,
ejector. We start by taking this little part here. Now, if you print these yourself, they will have
All right, so we're gonna find some of these parts first. So one and a two, three. This. All right.
have some tabs on them that you have to clean off. And if you purchase a 3D printed parts kit from Out of Darts, we will have it cleaned off for you, but we'll also include an extra one of these just in case you need it. So the first step is to put in this M3 by 12 pin. Once we have that in there, take this other part and slide it on the top, ensuring that the spring is resting against the wall there. So it should.
All right. So. Oh, that's still the wrong one. I need to get now there's no like light over here. Can you guys see this all right? Or should I like normally I have two lights overhead. And there's no lights overhead now that I've moved the bench. feel free to chime in, guys. I am dead serious. You guys are welcome to chat. This is not a watch in silence.
It looks
In
fine
fact,
to me.
I will feel incredibly crazy if nobody talks to me.
But Dad,
Lonely. I'm still lonely. All right. So this way, pin. And then this goes like this. All right, here we go. Which camera do you guys want larger? Do you guys want this one or do you want this way around? Which one would you prefer?
I like that one.
You like this one better? All right. So we got that. We'll hop back over here.
To look like that. Now we turn this around, and there should be an area where you can actually put this down in there. So we just drop that right down in there and then push it down into place and then turn it over, and you should see this little part here, and it should move up and down. And
Okay. I will say their assembly videos have gotten much better with Dr. Flux doing them.
Agree.
I gotta come back. Which direction is this thing going in?
wall there. So it should look like that. Now we turn this around, and there should be an area where you can actually put this down in there. So we just drop that right down in there.
Okay. So this is gonna come up this way. Oh, whatever. That's gonna drop down in there. This is a really hard color to see this on. But we're gonna drop that down in there. And then we're springy. So this is printed in Polymakers, metallic black PLA, Ambrosia's, titanium ano, Polymaker brown, Hobby Lobby red. We've got a mix of
Titanium's
colors.
nice.
Yeah. And okay, so detour on a little thing about just how incredible this filament has stood up. So in the background, there it is, the Mammoth Greg right there. I shot that the other day and didn't run the plunger all the way back home when I went to fire it. So the boat it went as it does, and it slammed that pusher forward, hit the side of um the blaster before it went into the chamber, and did not break anything. How it managed to withstand that amount of force on two printed walls, I don't know. I thought for sure I had shattered that pusher. Nope. So I know that the ASA is questionable on some issues, but man, did the PLA stand up to that.
Both of them I've printed, both the blasters I've done so far have both been in ASA, and they've held up. pretty groovy.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Ambrosia Dolos colors. Um, they have a reputation of being somewhat sketchy on the Dolos on the ASA as far as layer adhesion goes and stuff.
Ah, I didn't know that.
But
I
no
know
issues on
ABS
the
Plus is pretty
PLA.
groovy.
Yeah, no issues whatsoever on the PLA. And they're amazing colors. All right, let's see what's up
and
next.
then push it down into place and then turn it over, and you should see this little part here, and it should move up and down. And to lock that in place, we have this part here, which we slide in, and then we have two of these small number 4 thread forming screws. Let's go ahead and screw those in. And while we're here, we're also going to install the largest of the O-rings that are in the kit. There's this drop right down, and it should just pop on just like that. Let me do the other.
All right. Let me I tell you what, we're gonna come over here for until we get to some of the until we get some of this together. So I put that bar in there. It is incredibly dark on this. And get 2 screws.
I wonder if I can do away with this elastic on this and put a cut down K25 spring in there.
I don't know. Something tells me I saw something from him about putting a spring in Nessie.
I mean, the only change really is the return mechanism. But hey.
Is that any better? Looks like it's better.
A little better.
Yeah. Got the big DeWalt flashlight out. Hang it up from the. Okay, so says the 2 largest O-rings. To be honest, these look the same size. I'm pretty sure they're all the same size. O-ring. In there. There's one. And there's 2. Excellent. Let's
The other side.
let's
There we
carry
go.
on.
And then on this side, let's drop these. These are the smaller of the O-rings in the kit, and these actually get trapped by a little ridge, so there is no need to glue this. It will actually just capture in place and not come out. Do that with the other side as well. Continuing with the ejector, we're going to prepare this elastic. As you can see, I've already tied it off. But essentially, you need a piece of elastic that is 11 centimeters long. And then once you have that knotted off and tied, I like to hit it with a little bit of flame just to kind of tighten it all up. Next, we're going to verify that this rod.
Okay. 11 centimeters, folks. So let's put our 2 O-rings down in here. Ooh, that's a snug fit. Excellent. Now we need elastic. Tie one end off. Get out a measuring stick. Not right there. Looks about right. Cut that. Grab a lighter. Camera's not doing anything to follow me. There we go. And then we need this part. Steel rod. Bar, whatever.
Rod can smoothly slide through the ejector, and it looks like it does, so we are good there. If you have any resistance there, make sure to just clean out the part, maybe even use a file or X-Acto knife or whatnot, but this part is ready to go. Now we're going to insert these M3 by 12 millimeter pins. It takes 2 of them. These pins should just slide right in. You can use a small little hammer to tap it in. I'm actually going to press this one with the back of this Phillips. Now you want these to protrude 4 millimeters, so let's go ahead and check that. Let's bring back the ejector block. Now make sure you install this part correctly. As you can see, when you pull this back, it should catch. So you want this part right here to be installed that way. Also, we can put the 2 palm bearings on the top here. We can take the elastic. There's a little capture hole there. As you can see on the back, this captures the elastic back here, so you know that's the back. And we just drop that in the hole up here, and then press that in. And then put a little bit of lubrication on this part right here where the catch is for the ejector. Said a little bit. That's why we have a paper towel. Now we go ahead and slide in the C4 aluminum bar, and that should stop right there. Now we're going to slide on this outer housing. And to hold this in, we're going to install this 1032 bolt along with the nut, which gets captured down here. See if I can show that on camera. This one might take a little persuading, but essentially got to get it lined up. Now, if you try to drive it in like this, you'll actually disform the plastic. You want to go in straight. You just got to press it down in there. Let's see if that was it. Yeah. Now we just drop in our 1032 bolt and screw that in.
All right. Lots of assembly here to catch up, but I think we can manage. If not, you guys can remind me what in the hell I'm doing.
I made it.
Hunter, welcome.
Oh, I'm so happy I made it.
All right, so there we go. We got some pins that we need.
Can I see the big pin?
The big pin? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm guessing OOD gets theirs from McMaster as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
I have too many.
Yeah. You're gonna build 100 stagecoaches over there. All right. So that catches there. Then we got these palm bearings. Then there's our elastic.
I also just got like 6 feet of fucking barreling.
Nice.
Yeah.
These are nylock nuts. They don't call that out in the instructions, but these are nylock nuts.
Yeah, I just got 100 of them for $3 or something from McMaster. So worth
Yeah.
it, because they're used in they can be traded out for like any normal nut.
So put that in there. And then this goes this way. And then this gets slid on. And that gets put in there. Again, last time. So I didn't realize these were nylocks. So we're gonna need regular old key.
I did get permission from Fleming to sell kits in Canada, luckily.
Awesome.
Yeah, because Out of Darts has exclusive rights to sell it in Canada or USA.
Yeah. All right. Here's where we run into issues with these nylock nuts every single time. They're actually too hard to screw into. And
It deforms the plastic holding the nut in place.
yep. That's the issue we had when we built the Mammoth. Oh. So what I do is I just shove a screwdriver in there, kind of hold the nut. Fortunately, this is one you can get to, but if it's captured and then hidden away, you can't really do that. Kind of puts you in a tough spot. So, they, so I think what happens is I've been discussing this recently with Steven. Is these blasters get designed, and how well people's printers are actually tuned that make them. Uh, it's going to vary. So the printer's not tuned very well, and their layer stacking's not great. Whatever it is, all of a sudden that nut's going to be nice and tight in there. You know, it's not going to turn at all. But the second you get a printer that's really well tuned and calibrated, maybe that hole's too big. Maybe that hole's too small. Uh, and I've seen some of the 3MF files that people put out for their blasters, and they're just full sending
Mhm.
it at like bamboo fast speeds. And I know that you're not getting great quality if you're printing, your blaster parts, at 200 millimeters a second outer walls and 10,000 excels. You're not. You're just, I don't care what you say, you're not getting great quality.
My exempt won't even print at that. Like my shrew
I
wouldn't
mean,
even print at that.
yeah. I mean, I can print some parts really freaking fast. But how much I trust the tolerances on them is another story.
But should you though?
No, you
Is the
shouldn't.
real question.
I still run most of my parts unless like I need that part now, you know, and I
See,
have
the
to call
thing about
JG Wet.
running. Oh, go ahead.
I said unless I got to call JG Wetworth to get my blaster parts, I run
See, the
them
thing
at like
about
80 millimeters of second outer walls.
Yeah, well, the thing about running them fast is you got two choices: is either lose your tolerances to your pressure advance, or start getting rounded, screwed up corners because you turned it off.
I don't know. And I realized that in
A lot of
designing them,
ambiguity.
they're trying to turn over parts. They're prototyping a lot of parts. You got to get those things turned out. You're printing a part that like this that, if you're not printing it very fast, is going to take quite a while. And you don't want to wait till tomorrow to find out if you need to make another adjustment. And maybe that's where, if you're needing to make an adjustment to how the O-ring sits in this, cut the model here, cut the model here, just print that little section. It's what you do when you're prototyping. You don't print the whole part, and then you can print it slower and still get it in the same amount of time.
It'll
Anyway,
it'll look better.
yeah. eh, I mean, and then you go, okay, this works. I'll print out the whole part now. But I don't know. I'm not there when they're designing it. And kudos to them because I couldn't design this. So they're doing better than me as far as that goes. Just my observations.
Like I said, you're doing that. I just now did the Nessie, and Lidl did the Nessie, and I was building this thing, putting it together, and I wondered what you have a concept in mind for function,
Hmm.
but there is no amount of alcohol or drugs that I could do to come up with the designs that these guys have. I could never ever go, yeah, let's make something that looks like a spoon with a wedge on it, and we'll just shove that in there and make it work with a rubber band.
Yeah. They're smart, man. They're smart. Um,
Oh,
you know,
I
uh
couldn't imagine making a blaster, to be honest with you.
yeah. I'm working on one. Me and Steven were talking about it. It's not like started in CAD yet, but it's kind of my thesis project for learning CAD.
Fuck yeah.
And let's
If it
just
works,
say if it if this ends up working, it's going to make that thing over my right shoulder over there
Look like a
look like a dollar store Nerf blaster.
yeah. He took a
Oh,
Mega
can't wait.
XL. He took a Mega XL and he printed a TPU head for it and fired it off last night. And
It's a little
that
something
thing went
special, a little something something.
it went through like 5 sheets.
There we
Yeah,
go.
four double thick layers of cardboard, the real thick, heavy
Cool.
duty cardboard. All right, let's see where
Think
we're
that's a
going
little much?
next. What's that?
Think that's a little much?
No, because we made it bigger and better after that.
Oh,
that
okay.
that
Never mind.
cardboard will
It's not enough. Okay.
that cardboard
We'll
will never mess with him again.
uh, I'll show you after we get this together.
Oh, perfect.
Now we're going to work on the unlock latch. We take this 1032 panhead screw and insert that in here. Now this is an adjustable part, so we'll end up figuring out how long this needs to be later, but for now, we're just going to screw it in most of the way. Then we're going to take this M3 by 30 millimeter pin, slide that in there. We'll go ahead and put a little bit of lubrication on.
I'm supposed to lubricate this catch. Let's drop a little lube on that and
What kind
get
of
this
lube?
part together. Uh,
Bug slime?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
It's all super lube O-ring lube is what it is.
Yeah.
So if you're in need, it's like $6 for like a 8-ounce bottle of it on Amazon.
It's
You
more
get
if you're in Canada, by the way.
You get those eye drop
Everything's more in
bottles.
Canada. It's because your
Yeah, but
dollar's
like,
worth pennies. And it's
yeah,
unfortunate because I heard that they discontinued making the penny today or yesterday or something.
we discontinued making the penny a while ago here.
How does that even work, man?
What do
They
you
just
mean?
raise the prices of everything.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Just, they're never going to round down. It's just going to cost me an extra 4 cents for everything I buy.
Yep. Yes, it will.
All right,
No,
so let's.
they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They do round down here, by the way. They're pretty good. Like, what can I say? Canadians are actually pretty fucking nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right, let's get the screwdriver going.
They like to talk a lot about a boot. I don't know what they're talking about.
A boot.
What's all this?
Do you not know about the boot, though? My dad would
So
slap me.
the first Canadian I ever met was a guy named Robin. He ran a company called Extreme RC Mods. He did port and
Ooh,
polishing stuff on RC Nitro motors and ended up designing some tuned exhausts and stuff like that. And that was my first experience with Canadians.
nice. Congrats.
Yeah, he was a good dude. I don't know if he's still in business or not. That was
I'm trying to remember the first American I met, but honestly, I don't think I could.
We don't leave marks or DNA.
all right. Let's see.
CSI, Canadian Scene Investigators.
There's some lube.
I can't wait to see it finished. How long do you think it's gonna take altogether?
Oh, I don't know. It depends on how much we sit here and chat. I'm in no
Fair enough.
rush. It serves as a good distraction for me.
On the sides, and this part's a little bit tricky, but if you follow this step, it's not too bad. We're going to rest the spring above from where it gets captured, and we're actually just going to drop that down right on top of the spring, add some pressure to it, and with another screwdriver, we're just going to inch this forward until it falls into the capture point. And then once you're in there, it's good. Now to keep this all in place, we slide this top piece on, and we're just going to insert one of these number 4 thread forming screws. And let's check.
Did anybody catch which spring I'm supposed to use on this?
Yeah, the coiled one.
Oh, good. I'm assuming it's the one that I only have one of.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Here's the colors I'll be doing on mine. white and then the Pulsar purple. I've fully committed. I need to buy gold though for the accents.
I can't believe you're using Pulsar purple, sir. I thought you hated that color. You refused to use it on any blaster.
Well, I did it on my shrew and I fell in love with it.
I just give you shit.
I refuse to build this blaster.
And
There's
now it's
a lot of people in the community who pick their colors and that's what they stick with. Everything they build is in that color. And I think it very much does lend to a cohesive look to your collection.
Personal.
So
Yeah.
Personal.
Like honestly, every one of my there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 blasters that I have in Nebula, and then there's 2 blasters now in Pulsar. So yeah, it's still purple at least, but they really need to make a more purple parcel. It's blue. The blue. It looks blue. I can't get over it now. It's all I see.
have you tried the celestial purple?
Don't do it.
Yeah, I did. I really liked it for accents, but I tried to do my hand out of it and I couldn't.
Man, so the breacher is printed with celestial purple.
Okay.
So it's midnight meteorite,
Mine is
nebula,
so flooded.
and celestial purple.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of doing the Bruce Lee remix, but honestly, I really like the Star Wars one, and I saw a video of a guy using it, and I really like the way it looks just by itself, to be honest.
Nice. I don't know if I've seen that one.
The one with the holes. I'll send. I think I might have posted a photo. I don't know.
Is that the one that Captain
made.
Autism made?
Yeah.
Okay, I did see it.
But honestly, you need to do the outer walls and the inner walls at 100 each, or even 75 each, if you want it to look perfect. Because it's just holes out through the whole thing, and if your printer is not stable, its quality goes out the window.
Yeah. I do take pride in having well-tuned printers.
Yeah, I know.
Looks good.
Same.
Now let's put together the plunger retainer block. We start by sliding these dovetails together here. Should hit a little stopper. That's as far as it goes. Then we have another one right here. Flip that over, and we're actually going to drop 2 of these number 4 thread forming screws in to secure this block in place. Then there's a point right here.
Slow down, bud. Slow down. Slow down. I don't even know if
They go pretty quick. They go pretty quick sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
But they've also built at this point probably 6 of these blasters. So.
Am I missing a freaking part?
I love it when they just skip over something completely and they hold up something 80% assembled and there were no steps between A and B. It's like step 1, put together your blaster. Step 2, shoot it.
Step 3, take it apart and fix it.
Wait.
I don't know what I'm supposed to print right now. Probably black pieces.
Okay, here's a part. All right.
Now let's put together the plunger retainer block. We start by sliding these dovetails together here. Should hit a little stopper. That's as far as it goes. And we have another one right here. Flip that over, and we're actually going to drop 2 of these number 4 thread forming screws in to secure this block in place. Then there's a point right here. And there's one right down in here. Now to put the...
Okay. So let's go in this. And let's go in that way.
The window. To the wall.
All right. The screws. We're gonna screw you. We're gonna screw
I
you
filled my screw up.
too.
Kind of used to it at this point. Hey, Stephen, when are you going to build a mammoth? I'm not building a mammoth.
Hey Steven, do you have the I bet you one of your tabs on your phone right now, if you open up your browser and you click view all tabs, is the Mammoth hardware purchase page.
Hold on.
And I bet if you open up your Shopify app, it's even saved in there.
Did he leave his phone laying around at your house?
No.
So, opening this now. Rural King, shellfish instructions, Nessie instructions. I don't even know why I was looking up a turtle cup. The hat.
Not here to judge.
Let's go. I gotta look at Safari.
Not yet.
Safari has two tabs. One is the chamber heater for the Trident that I haven't hooked the power to. The other is for a 02 model for Shay. Let me look at my saved favorites here. None of those are for the Mammoth. Then if I open up shop, I have nothing in my cart. And if I go to my favorites, it says nothing at all about the Mammoth.
Seems like you've failed yourself over there, really.
Oh no, no. I have to finish that arm and get some of this stuff off of my plate.
I know. I want to play with the arm. I want to play with the arm because I want to turn it into a 3D printer. That is exactly what I would do with that arm. Is I would turn it into a 3D printer. Oh,
I
you've
would take
got
it to
your
work and
cool
make it a
fancy
splat
Delta.
machine.
So I almost ended up with a full size Fanic robot in here. Like, Fanic robot.
That would have been awesome.
With enough counterbalance that if I actually had concrete floors thick enough to secure it to, could, I don't think it could quite pick up the car, but it'd be pretty damn close. Like 1.5 tons.
Today in Projects in Dad's Garage, we're using a 3D printer to make a house.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking I could, do a whole lot of work and figure out some way to hang it from the ceiling and then put it on big ass fucking like linear rails that could slide back and forth and paint it up to look like Jarvis from the original Iron Man. And I could just, or do like the so I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen it before, but they've got instead of conveyors, right? They've got these platforms where uh it's rollers, but kind of like balls and stuff. So things can move in any direction, right?
Right.
But
Yep,
it's
they
a
are. They're like
conveyor,
ball
it's
bearings.
powered. Yeah, exactly. So, like when I worked at Honda, where the seats would come in and get loaded in, and then they'd automatically move themselves around to go out when they needed and stuff like that. But they needed to be able to shuffle themselves, right? Because they just came off the trailer in whatever order they were in. And something like that would be really cool if you could manage to somehow invert it. Build those rollers out of like neodymium magnets, big, like 8-inch ball neodymium magnets. I don't think it's possible, but it would be fun. All right.
Plunger together. So we start by dropping the spring on. This part right here is keyed. It can only go in one orientation.
Oh, I feel like I missed something.
You didn't.
And
They're
you
just
guys
not.
Then
printed
there's
any?
a point right
Have
here,
you guys printed any of the high temp PLA yet?
and there's one right down in here.
No, I haven't gotten any.
Now to put
To
the
be
I would like
honest,
to
plunger
try
together.
some.
it
So we start by
doesn't
dropping the
change
spring
much in
on.
my eyes.
This part right
It really doesn't do much.
Yeah, I just thought, something that you end up leaving in your trunk or something might hold up a little better. I thought about it on the blaster perspective. That was why I used ASA on the ones I did, was because we were going to be outside and in the sun. They're going to be in the car.
Luckily, here in Canada, we usually do our games at like dark time, and half the year it's indoors because of the snow. So
I've been trying to find a TPU printed tip that is like the Nerf darts you get that have the little slots in them where they whistle when they fly. Because I think coming out of one of these blasters
Mega
at
XL.
however many feet per second, it would screech.
I haven't been able to get a MXL to fucking whistle out of my breacher.
Really?
I can
Yeah.
tell you all 6 rounds will whistle off of a shellfish.
Well, if you want to hear
Yeah.
a scream when you shoot it, just hit somebody from 10 feet away.
My neighbor can testify to that.
Fucking dick.
So can my mail lady.
That's not funny.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's not funny at all.
Every time she comes by and she walks in front of my neighbor's house, she sees me sitting out there. One day I had the slab. Next day I had the shellfish.
She's waiting for you.
She just looks at me and goes, "Don't you have a job? What did you build now?"
Wait, you have a job?
Keep going, Phil. I also have a
I never
hairbrush.
see, I never see you on here.
Fuck. I've had to lose my catch on this breacher like 4 times now.
And then I'm gonna put on a little Tony Stark outfit. Outside, I'm gonna put my arms out and go.
Here is keyed. It can only go in one orientation, so let's slide that on. Then we drop in an M3 by 30 millimeter screw.
Well, gents, I got to head out early, so I'm
Next we
jumping
have
off.
the
You all
cap,
have a
which
great
we're going
night.
to put on there. They can go either
Have
way.
a good
And
one,
then we
man.
use
Thanks
two
for
of the
everything.
M3 by 16
problem.
millimeter
See ya.
screws to set this in place. the other one, which
That was
I
such
need
a
to back
badass
off
way to
just a little
leave
bit
a
so
fucking
I can
call.
line.
What's that now?
That was a badass way to leave a call, man. Yeah.
All right, so this goes on here.
See, I can't wait, and I'm hoping that the hardware I got all works to build mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really hoping, because not all of it's from McMaster. McMaster. McBasta.
McDonald's.
All right, so there's that. And then we'll come around this side. We'll get our other spring. Their springs are extremely nice. Uh, they're not like
The
they don't like
K25?
they're not like cutting down springs. They're having their springs made for them.
Oh.
Either that or it's a default size and they just scaled the blaster up to accommodate them.
No, because
Well,
like their K25s, depending on where you order them from, they're
they're 122 millimeter length. They're 4.8 inches, so no, you're not really getting. McMaster doesn't sell 4.8, so they have to be getting theirs made then.
yeah, they're definitely getting their hardware stuff
But
as far as
they have
springs go.
custom. They have custom springs that they have, and they made ones that are like perfect to K25s that they just throw in their things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while, if I'm not mistaken. I'm finally finishing my breacher.
I don't know if it comes across on camera just how sparkly this filament is when you print it on a textured PEI plate, but holy cow.
We can see it.
West 3D, if you're watching this, you should definitely stock this kit.
I'm not
So
doing
West
it.
3D stocks some of Out of Dart's kits.
They got the quick. They've got. They got another one. What's the other one? Do they have the shellfish? No.
No, I know they've got the 31Ks.
They got the 31Ks. They got the quick. They got the Caliburn.
Yeah. I'd like to build one of those just because it's kind of like where it all started from, I guess.
What is it? What are we talking about?
Caliber.
I haven't found interest yet. Maybe one day. There's too many other blasters, though, to be honest.
I want to
Yeah.
build an Ontos, but nobody in the U.S. I should have asked Out of Darts when they're sending me this just to send me the one spring I need.
Honestly, yeah, because it's super easy to fucking source.
What is it called?
Luckily, here in Canada, 1,000 Screws does kits with carbon fiber tubing. So mine has nice polycarbonate with carbon fiber wrapping.
1,000 Screws, talk to me.
Somewhere around here before I gave that Delta to Cody,
And that hole up.
I was going to upgrade the arms on that Delta to
Tighten that.
carbon fiber.
Tighten that.
And
Drop on your larger of the two O-rings, and then we have a pad. Peel the adhesive off, and then stick it right like that. And then I'll repeat this on this side.
for the Deltas on these. But I'm wondering.
Now for the catch assembly. Let's start by dropping in these two parts here, followed by M3 by 40 millimeter pins. These should go all the way down and actually be flush. This one takes a little persuasion.
All right. Get our plunger pads put on. Yikes. There goes the camera.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
I think so.
Face, floor, cool.
All right. There we go. So plunger pads. Get my OCD ready. Make sure they're absolutely perfect. There we go. Over here. All of these. $40 millimeter pins. There's one. There's two. Yikes.
There it goes. Then we have the trigger transfer bars, which can only go in one way. So let's open those up and drop those in. Now we take one of the blank shells and tie a piece of elastic around it. Make sure to make it tight enough, but you don't want to go overboard and make it too tight. About like that, kind of like a small hair tie. And we're going to cut off the extra and just hit that with a little lighter just to melt the ends. Now we're going to take the knot, keep it in the middle, and we're going to loop this on the two sides of the catch assembly. Once that's in there, we can go ahead and push this back. You can get it caught there and there. Everything looks like it's working well. Now for the final assembly of the plunger tube and barrel blocks. We're going to start by looping.
All right. Let's get this done real quick. Let's get our elastic and our blank shell. Our knife back out. Cut. Cut. Lighter. Lovely. All right.
Lubricating
Okay.
the plunger
We're gonna
tubes.
lubricate
In your kit, you'll
plunger
have a small
tubes.
little bottle of lubrication. I'm going to use a larger bottle that I like to keep at the desk here. We're going to lubricate the O-rings. These O-rings, we'll try to get some lubrication on those as well, but they'll get lubricated from the actual plunger tubes. Let's put some on here, and we're going to slide
Guys, we're
these
gonna do
on
some
and
of
then
this
kind of spiral it
lubrication
around, just
while
making sure that we have enough lubrication
he talks
on the
about
whole
it.
plunger tube. That's looking good. Spiral that around. This could use a little bit more. Then we're going to slide this right here. But before we go all the way in, let me clean my hands. And we're going to insert this small M3 square nut right here in the front. Then we're going to slide these together.
Okay. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. This one. All right, so we're gonna go this route here. Put some around this so that it lubricates it where it goes in there. Okay, lovely. Love it. Love to see it. Same thing on this one. Martin, how much lube do we use on this?
All the lube.
All. Every fucking drop, dude. 5 milliliters isn't even enough, I'm telling you. Every time I order a kit, I literally get the guy to send me like 3 bottles of the 5 milliliters because I'm like, dude, I go through one of them halfway through the build.
Dude, just remember it's a stream.
What? It's stream on Discord. It'll get uploaded as a video. Put some lube on here. All right, no lube left. All right, now it says that there's an M3 that goes somewhere. Not sure where though.
Yeah, there wasn't many M3 screws in that whole build.
Let's go back in the video and find out where the M3 goes.
Slide this right here. But before we go all the way in, let me clean my hands. And we're going to insert this small M3 square nut right here in the front. Then we're going to slide these together. And you might have to give the plunger tube a little rotation up here to get it seated on the O-ring. Same for the other side. Looks good. And then we should be able to push this all together. Once we have that together, we're going to take this M3x40 screw, drop it in, grab a driver, and set that in. If that doesn't work, sometimes you have to turn it this way so the nut falls down and then try to drive it. It just so happened to get stuck in the up position, so I lucked out. And then once...
Okay. So there's a nut that goes in here. At least this is a square nut. Any drop-in nut like that needs to be a square nut. No more hex nuts. No more captured hex nuts, please.
Yeah, I have to order square nuts for my build. That's literally all I'm missing. Kind of sad.
We only need one, but they're only like $1 for 100 of them. You can order
$10
them
for
on
100.
Amazon.
$10 here.
I have like 300 of those things laying around.
Sadly, like that's been my biggest thing with Amazon Canada. They can't sell anything for less than $5.
I do notice that. That's one thing I do like about AliExpress. Sometimes, I just want something for $1.
Yeah, and they're choices that do like the free shipping. Chef
Mm-hmm.
kiss. I hate when I find something though, and it's in like the bundle deals. You can grab 3 other items. You can get this one item.
But now it's like we were looking at something last night, and it's like, yeah, you can get this item, and it's $10 or $18 or something, and it's delivered by January 15th of 2026.
All right. We weren't actually up close on that, but here's what we've got now. Let's go. We've got this together now. We've got some plungers. When you go to put this together, what he doesn't really tell you is you got to kind of squeeze this together because there's a little bit of preload on these springs in order to get that screw in. All right, let's go back
Yeah,
over here.
Once you're tightened, I actually have this on a number 2 torque, so it's pretty low torque, but you do want to back it off by a quarter turn. So about like that. And then flip it over on the top on this rail. We have 2 of the number 4 thread forming screws. Let's go ahead and drive those in.
Why am I backing this off the
At
quarter
this
turn?
point, it's a good idea to check your shell ejecting. So go ahead and put one shell in. This will prime the ejector. The other shell just drops in. And then down here, you'll see this little guy. Go ahead and give that a push. And it should have a nice, healthy ejection like that. If it doesn't eject like that, then you're going to have to basically take this apart and tie that knot a little bit closer, add a little bit more tension on that bungee. Now,
All right. Let's go over here.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't. Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. All right.
Yeah, that'll flag you on YouTube. You said something about somebody else's product.
All right. I'm
This
pushing
is a
this
test.
little button. Yeah, definitely ejects. That's the best ejection of all of the blasters. There's silly shells in them. That's good. Love to see it. All right. Now we're putting this bit away. Whew. That's a heavy bit of kit.
You didn't have to take it apart?
No.
Thank God, eh?
He wanted to.
I did not.
how to assemble the priming bar. So we have this jig. It's a special tool to help with this process. Go ahead and put it into the jig like that. Then we put our 1/4 by 3 inch dowel pin right here, and we're going to hammer this in until we can't hammer any further. So it's going to go in that far. trying not to leave a mark on the table, but it might just happen. It did. So keep that in mind when hammering this in. You have a potential to damage whatever it is you're hammering on. Now we're going to install the side
lost
arms.
Phil.
We're going to drop in 2 of these 10-32 nuts, like so.
Nasty thing.
The print quality on this is absolutely horrendous. It's what happens when you try to drive your Prusa at 4 on speeds.
Nope.
Mistakes were made.
It's like the infill. Nobody really cares. It's the external that matters.
It's just a jig, so it's not actually part of the blaster. All right. There we go. Now, back over here. What are we doing?
Put in the other side. Then drop in the bolt, grab the M4 driver, and sink those in. It should look like that. Next, onto the priming bar guide.
All right. So pin stuck in the jig. Anyway,
Getting jiggy
I
with
think we
it.
can figure it out. So screw, screw.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
All righty.
Thanks for the warning.
There we go.
Put this together like that. We're going to drop 1 of these screws in. That's the number 4 thread forming screw. We're also going to add some lubrication onto this dowel pin here and here. Okay, so this next part, we're going to take the priming bar and we're going to lay it down like that so it's on this side of the hooks. Then we're going to take this and we're actually going to slide it on here and insert these 2 number 4 thread forming screws. And now we're going to slide on the front barrel like so. Now we're going to drop in.
Okay. I think that's enough things to do for a minute. So these parts, I'm going to put 1 screw in. Like so. Gonna go get some lube, I guess. There. All right. There we go. We got a little bit out of there. All right. Put the priming bar on here. So then we're going to slide this on over it. 2 screws. Flip this over. Slide this on, it says. All right. Starting to come together.
This 1032 socket head and drive that with an M4. Inside here, there are 4 holes where we're going to.
Wait a minute, is there like someplace I'm not supposed to go in there? No? Just driving in the plastic, I guess. Okay. That doesn't seem like it's going to hold very well, but whatever. You're the expert.
Drop in the number 4 screws. Then on the sides, there's 2 more of the number 4.
All right. Really seems like there should be another something that the screws going into, but apparently not. All right.
Thread forming screws, 1 here, and then 1 over here. Then we flip it over, and let's put on the top rail. So we got this one here. We'll drop 2 of the number 4 thread forming screws in. We got this front piece, which has the little sight. This takes 1 of the number 4 thread forming screw, and then 1 of the 1032 socket head bolt. Drive that with an M4 Allen key. Now we have this front muzzle piece. It only goes on one way, not that way. That way. Then there is 2 number 4 thread forming screws on the front. Next up is the grip.
All right. There we go. Let's see here. So we've got this. And you get some lube on there. All right. Here. All right. And then our tap. I'll switch the camera view around so you guys can get an idea of what this is looking like here in a second. All right. So here's what we're looking at right now. And she's looking pretty good. She thinks my blaster's sexy. All right.
Grip. We start that by putting this piece on here. We're going to attach with 3 of the number 4 thread forming screws. Get that lined up. And we can flip this over. We're going to attach the trigger guard right there. Flip it back over, and then we're going to throw 3 more screws in, 1 here and then 2 here.
Okay. So yeah, I've got puzzle pieces. It goes like this. This goes, yeah. Look, wrong camera. There we go. Now we're just going to drive a bunch of screws in. That looks right.
Wrap your hand around that grip. Okay, now now it's doable. I saw you working with that one piece, and I thought the grip was somehow going to be as big around as the barrels.
No.
What you were playing with was the stock, or the yeah.
Foregrip.
foregrip.
All right.
Now I'm
Let's-
forced to reconsider my position on this.
Now to prep the turnaround, we're going to start by dropping in the smaller of the two O-rings, and these get captured.
That's what I'm
just
here for.
Press them in. You will not need any glue for this. Now for the brake catch, we're going to reinforce this with 3 number 4 thread forming screws. And now we're going to drop in a 1032 lock nut into this trap here. Might need a little persuasion on this one. Check the hole, make sure it's aligned. Then we're going to slide this on, and then in the front, we're going to drop in the bolts. And with an M4 Allen wrench, we're going to tighten that up. Now to prepare the brake release.
Okay. You need to get yourself one of the poor financial decisions made in Dad's garage T-shirts. There, Steven.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think there's a coffee mug too, and a hoodie. There's a hoodie.
I'm good with just covering up the bald for right now.
I need to make a Blaster Buddies T-shirt.
Oh God. I don't know who that song was geared. Who motivated that? I know there's you, and I think it was you and Martin.
And Martin, who's never showed up in there at all.
Okay, whatever.
All right. Well. Crap! Did I put the wrong side on? Put the wrong side on. I need to put this side on.
I'm wondering if when you do those grips, if you could do like the top layer pattern.
Oh yeah.
Put a what is it, Heuristides curve or Heuristides curve or
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Hilbert curve.
yeah. Did they send you the deadhead black shells, or did you print those?
I printed them.
Darn. I'd be printing them out of TPU. I think I've got
They're
red.
cool. They're all in like. Then you can like carve that out to make whichever. You can make all your blaster shells look like that if you wanted. For all your solar shells, you just drop the negative in there for it.
I'm gonna have to look that up and print that out in TPU.
I was doing some red to for these parts right here for the danger buttons. Don't push.
Right.
And it's like, well, I'll just put these two. All
Is that
right.
a paid model?
Is what a paid model.
That blaster.
The Stagecoach?
Yeah.
No.
There's Nessie, so that one's done. There's the. You see, the thing made it to the blasters to do folder. Damn it.
Is that where you're hiding the mammoth stuff?
No, I'm not hiding anything. Smart aleck.
Listen, it's not if you'll ever build a mammoth, it's when you'll build a mammoth, okay?
But you told me I didn't need any more blasters.
This is lies.
1X
All right.
Elite rear load engraved shell.
We start by taking a piece of elastic and feeding it in this orientation. And if your ends get a little bit too messed up,
Okay. Feeding it in this way. Good. Got it.
go ahead and cut them. Sometimes it's easier to melt that when you're feeding these in. Once you're in here, let's go ahead and tie a knot.
Let me go look over here.
Okay. Tied knot.
One knot should be fine, but I typically like to do a double knot just in case. I'm going to cut
Excellent.
that,
Double knot.
burn the end,
Oh, yeah.
and then pull that through. So it looks like that. Then over here, we're also going to do another knot. This should be as tight as possible for best results. Tighter is better and easier for the lever to overcome friction. Pull that tight, cut the end. We'll pull that out a little bit, and then
Okay, so
another knot. This should be as tight as possible for best results. Tighter is better and easier for the lever to overcome friction. Pull that tight, cut the end.
okay. Let's do this. Pull this tight.
Besides, I'd never lie to you, Alex. You're my blaster buddy. Let's see here. Device. Yep, TPU.
We'll pull that out a little bit, and then hit that with a lighter. Now we're going to take this knot, pull it up here, and then drop it up here so it gets captured. It should be something like that. And we're going to drop this M3 by 30 millimeter pin in. I'm actually going to hammer it a little bit so it pops through. And then we have this part here. Take note, it's got a little mark on it. So this little mark should be facing towards this housing, like that. Then we're going to drop it into here. And before we put this in, we're going to put some lubrication on both.
Okay. So here's what we've got right now. We've got this. And then we need a pin. This. Some lubes. There's no loops. No loops in here.
Get rid of this boat. Go to my download.
All right. We need to lubricate anything else. I'm gonna have to get the lubricant out of the. What's the call
Sides of the brake release. Once we have that there, flip it over. We're going to put a number 4 thread forming screw in this hole.
Okay, so this is MGL.
Just change this.
Maybe over here.
Generic TB. All right. So we're going to take this and I'm going to change it to T1S. Resync.
Flippity, flippity, flippity. It's forced through. All right.
Hole right here. Test it out. Looks good. Now we're going to install the trigger pins into these pushers. So the small one gets dropped in here. The long one gets dropped in here. And then on this side, we drop our M3 by 40 millimeter pins in. And you set that up on a hard surface. And then you essentially just hammer in the pins.
Well, this is going to be problematic.
What's that now?
I don't have 2 M3 by 40 pins.
What? What? No wonder that kit didn't cost you anything.
I've got two M3 by 30s. I do not have two M3 by 40s.
You should have some spares.
There we go. Now we're going to work on the trigger assembly. Now there are 4 different variants of this configuration. There is a standard left and right where each trigger fires each barrel. And then there's 2 variants that are left and right where the back trigger fires both barrels and the front trigger will fire the alternate barrel. We'll go ahead and show you how to configure all of these, starting with rear right-handed firing both barrels.
Okay.
That's interesting.
So how's it going?
I'm missing a pin. So I cannot put it together. I need another M3 by 40 pin. And I do not think I have that. I don't think I've ever had anything that took that. No, not even close.
Kind of sucks.
What was the other place that took an M3 by 40 on this thing?
M3. 40.
Mm, hmm.
It's got to be down there somewhere, Bubba.
No, I don't think so. I never took any out for anything. But just on the safe side, we will clean all this stuff up.
What's it go in?
Trigger
The
assembly.
triggers.
So one pin holds both triggers?
No, each pin takes each trigger needs a 40 millimeter pin. Okay. The only other place I put a 40 millimeter pin in was the bag says it's supposed to come with 4. And I think the only other place that took a 40 millimeter pin was the part that slid in for the release for this.
Well, looking at the Stagecoach bomb, it says that there's only one M340. Under the pins. I think
Let me.
you said you've got one of them, right?
I've got one. Yeah.
I'm thinking that one goes where the triggers overlap.
Let me see here. This paperwork says pin dowel and 3x40 quantity 4.
Hmm.
Did I watch that or something? Why are you asking me for a pin? No, new window, printables. And 3x40 pin, 4 pieces. That's what the bomb says. Well, I still don't need 100 of these.
How about just M3x40 screws, bolts?
Ends.
Hmm. $20 pieces from China, $9.93.
I found 30 of them on Amazon for $5.
I'm looking on eBay.
So I wish that companies would just any small hardware piece you need, pins, dowels, screws, include at least one extra. Just default to one extra. That way, if you accidentally don't have one, then your stuff still at least has the right amount. You know what I mean? Uh, let's continue to just double check. I didn't knock it out somewhere. I double checked all the envelope, the Ziploc baggies. Uh,
There's that one. Who the hell is that?
Just cut you down a long M3 screw and be done with it.
I wonder if it needs to slide through anything. We might be able to do that. Let's see how this assembly goes together.
And then the forward trigger
And
firing
if
one.
it doesn't actually need
First
to
thing we
ride
do
again,
is drop
ride
in these
through
two
anything.
M3 by 30 millimeter pins. And on the left trigger, we're going to flip it over and we're going to install this little part here with a number 4 thread forming screw. Now this part here, the smaller of the pins, we're going to put on this little spring here, and then we're going to drop one of these springs behind it. This one will not have a spring on it, and it will go right in the bottom. And when doing this, make sure this one moves back and forth very freely. You might need a little bit of lubrication. Now we drop in the smaller pin, and we make sure that this little tiny part here actually wraps around that pin down there. It kind of acts as like a leaf spring. Then we have the right trigger, which goes on the rear pin. So drop that down and then make sure it goes into the channel. Then we drop this right here, the little standoff. On this pin, we're going to put this little washer. And then the left trigger is going to drop on both of these pins and then come in contact right there. So what this will do is when you pull the back trigger, it actually fires both pins, as you can see. And when you fire the forward trigger, it should just fire one. Now let's do the left-handed dual trigger configuration. We start by adding in our two M3 by 30 millimeter pins. Then we install this little standoff with a number 4 thread forming screw onto the right trigger. On our small pin, we're going to install this little leaf spring here, and then we're going to drop this spring on top of there. This pin then goes down at the bottom. Now we drop in the right trigger, which is going to go onto both pins. We're going to try to push this one forward. Then we're going to drop in this standoff here, and this washer here, and then this pin goes here. Lastly, we put on the left trigger right here. So as you can see, when you pull this back trigger, both of the pins move, and then it resets. And if you pull this forward trigger, just one of the pins will move, but it's a little bit hard to show without it closed up. And now for the right-handed standard configuration, we start by putting these springs on the pins. We got the long pin to the back, then we got the short pin in the front. We drop in our two M3 by 30 millimeter pins.
So an M3 screw will slide through here, but it's extremely, I don't know if you can hear that or not. It's going to bind up. So I think we're just going to have to wait for a pin.
Or 3.
Or 3 pins.
Yeah, that's why you got spares.
Yeah. Let's put all this little tchotchke stuff in here.
So I'm just for giggles. I'm printing 2 of those blank shells in red TPU.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording here. We'll get those pins in, and then we'll come back to finish this up.
Stagecoach, the sequel.
Yes. Why does this happen every time, man? Every single time.
See,
It's
truth be
something
told,
stupid and little.
truth be
Anyway,
told.
so for the viewers out there in YouTube land watching this video after the fact, this will be like instantly. Ready? And all right, so we're back. Amazon. 40mm pin is in, so we're going to pick back up on this. We did, because I wanted to see what it would look like, add this plate onto it and this part. We haven't got to the instructions in the video yet. I'm sure we will. And where's my scene at? There it is. All right, so here's where we're at. We got to put together these triggers. Move over here.
Drop our M3 by 40mm pins in, and you set that up on a hard surface, and then you essentially just hammer in the pins. There we go. Now we're going to work on the trigger assembly. Now there are 4 different variants of this configuration. There is a standard left and right where each trigger fires each barrel. And then there's 2 variants that are left and right where the back trigger fires both barrels and the front trigger will fire the alternate barrel. We'll go ahead and show you how to configure all of these, starting with rear.
We're going to
Now
skip
let's
ahead
do
to
the
the right one.
left-handed dual trigger configuration.
Which one are you doing?
We start by adding in our
Left-handed
2
dual trigger.
M3 by 30mm pins. Then we install this
That was
little
nice.
standoff with a number 4 thread forming screw onto the right trigger.
Are they both the same? No, they are not. All right, so we need this little standoff.
My regular cruise by bitches. It's just a quick hi and bye. I got to go make the kids breakfast, but I thought I'd say hi.
How are you, Phil?
Have a good one.
All right, so we'll put this on there.
That man never gets dull.
Oh. It kind of started. So he would stream at 10 p.m. my time, and that'd be when I was going to work, so I'd always miss it. So I'd watch part of his stream when I went to lunch at like 2 a.m. and I would always leave a comment, like just like, you know, comment for engagement or anything like that. That kind of got that all started. All right, so we need 30mm pins. As soon as my hand works, we'll get this out of here.
Oh.
Never mind. I'm just gonna get
you-
tweezers.
Have you printed any silly shell caddies yet? Like to hold them?
No, that's a lot of filament.
this guy Nard Dog, he just came out with these ones that aren't like it doesn't use the mid-lock system, it just uses moles. And they use TPU. If you are gonna make them, I'll send you these files if you ever plan on making them, because like these are awesome. They're super thin.
Yeah, send it to me.
Hold on.
We need something to get this out of
Show me that
here.
again. Bring it up again.
One second, I gotta. So hold shells, mole.
Mhm.
Let me grab 2 shells.
So how does it mount?
Mole. So you'll put a mole stick through here.
Right.
I'll show you. I'll grab it. It's actually, and you print the mole stick out of TPU, and it slides through like the hoops on like a mole vest or something, just like that. Yeah.
That's pronounced
On,
Molly, by the way.
thank you.
Go ahead.
I'm awake on these. Yeah.
Throw that out. Throw that at me if you would.
I can do that.
Get it back clear.
Absolutely.
All right. So
I
2
literally went and
pins.
bought. You go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can keep going.
I bought purple TPU, and I'm literally going to be
On our
going
small
back
pin,
and forth.
we're going to install
picking.
this little leaf spring here, and then we're going to drop this spring on top of there. This pin.
Okay.
On the shellfish, I've just got these little rail mount looking monstrosities.
I need to reprint my side stock because I want to put the shell holders on my Stagecoach when I make them. Some guy just dropped it.
I made a bandolier.
Yeah, I have a guy who. Yeah, I remember.
Something else he taunts me with.
And then goes into down at the bottom. Now we drop in the right trigger, which is going to go onto both pins. We're going to try to push this one forward. Then we're going to drop in this standoff here and this washer here. And then this pin goes here.
Okay. So this is going to go in here. No, wrong way around.
I got to playing around today, Hunter.
Oh?
I moved my.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
The only real problem that I've got right now is it's a 15 round mag, and it goes. It's not going to go right now because I got it blocked out, but it'll go and it'll engage. But the motor, the pusher motor that I've got in it is 1,000 RPMs.
Pushes it out.
And it does not. The spring in here is so cheesy. It won't put enough up pressure.
Oh.
So every so often I'll have a canted dart or something. So I'm going to go ahead and I snapped the trigger off. I was playing with it so much I broke the trigger. Reprinted the trigger in ABS, which was no good at all because it shrank. So the flywheel motor, the switch to cut off the flywheel motors isn't engaged. But I put them. I've got like 3,000 RPMs.
Yeah.
And a single 1,000 RPM sitting here. I got to order the 600s.
Oh.
I'll just put a 600 back in it, and that'll slow it down enough to let the spring keep up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But also, I'm surprised that's even happening.
Oh, nothing surprises me since I played with this thing.
Fair enough.
All right, Alex, where we at?
All right, so super gluing these 40mm pins because mine don't have the issue of not fitting in to these.
Them were some
So
big old pins.
I just put some super glue and some activator on it.
That works. People were getting
So-
upset with me because I was using activator on my plunger tube for my breachers.
Why would they get upset?
Oh, you're gonna let it sit. Like, I'm still gonna let it sit, but I at least want the glue to not be dripping everywhere while it's sitting.
Right.
That was my reasoning. Everyone's like, no, no, no. It's not gonna cure. It's still gonna cure.
Under the
It's still gonna
activator.
it's still gonna do what it needs to do. Like, it's not like it just magically doesn't work anymore. Like, no. I was getting like yelled at by like multiple people on the internet for like a week.
Yay. Contact.
Seriously.
People on the internet for you.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I finally used my Polymaker box, and so grateful I bought it, to be honest. $80, well spent.
All right. There's
Oh yeah,
all that.
those silly shell mole thing I was showing. He's dropping
Lastly, we
them
put on the left
tomorrow.
trigger right here.
Okay.
So as you can see, when you pull this back trigger, both of the pins move, and then it resets. And if you pull this forward trigger, just one of the pins will move, but it's a little bit hard to show without it closed up. And now for the right-handed standard configuration, we start by putting these springs
For me, I don't know if he
on the
does or not,
pins. We got the long pin to the
but where
back,
those two triggers
then we got the
overlap,
short pin in the front.
I put
We
like
drop
a
in
drop
our
of
two
grease or
M3 by 30 millimeter. Now for lubrication, it's good
Minimum.
to lubricate these parts that come in contact with these pins here.
There we
So I'll
go.
put some there, some
There
down
it is.
here, and then also the rod that slides in and out of this hole. It's good that that has some lubrication on it too, and then kind of work it in
I
there.
really like it. Green.
Also in between where you might have a little bit of friction, it's good to put a little lubrication there as well. Essentially anywhere where you have plastic rubbing on plastic, it's not a bad idea to throw some lubrication. Now to install the unlock lever filler to the grip. That goes right here, and then there's one number 4 thread forming screw that goes in the back here. Now that we have that, we're actually going to sandwich onto the trigger assembly, and this can be a little bit interesting because you want to get these pins to all line up. Might take a few tries. And it should snap together. Once you got that, we can start putting in the number 4 thread forming screws. I'm going to start with the front here, drop one there. I'm going to put one back here. One goes up here. And now fill in the rest. And then at this point, I like to just kind of test stuff, see how things look. That's moving nicely. And then the triggers are moving nice and smooth. Now to install the cosmetic side plates. That goes there. These are held on with 4 of the number 4 thread forming screws.
Okay.
Glad to see you, buddy.
What's up, dude?
Another day in paradise.
Push this one forward. Then we're going to drop in this standoff here and this washer here. And then this pin goes here. Lastly, we put on the left trigger right here. So as you can see, when you pull this back trigger, both of the pins move, and then it resets. And if you pull this forward trigger, just one of the pins will move, but it's a little bit hard to show without it closed up. And now for the right-handed standard configuration, we start by putting these springs on the pins. We got the long pin to the back. Now for lubrication, it's good to lubricate these.
Lube, some lube, excellent lube, lube. Things are lubed. Good, good.
You got to lube it, lube it.
Yeah.
I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it. You like to move it. Oh, you got that song stuck in my head now.
There. Get some screws in here so it stops trying to pull itself apart. All right, I got the side on. I know I gotta switch cameras for that, but I very much needed two hands for that. So one trigger, two pins, the other trigger, one pin. Put the lid on the super glue. Also, teaser MXL armor piercing mammoth rounds. Anyone?
Would that be your TPU tips for them?
Yes. We should have another one that's done on that printer over there right now. Just been printing them off one at a time all day today. The thing that gets me is why. Yeah, see, sometimes this wants to let the other trigger come forward, and I don't like that. But I understand that if it, I don't know. We'll see how it functions once it's all together. All right. Let's put our accent plates on here. Did I miss where in the world this goes?
These parts that come in contact with these pins here. So I'll put some there, some down here, and then also the rod that slides in and out of this hole. It's good that that has some lubrication on it too, and then kind of work it in there. Also in between where you might have a little bit of friction, it's good to put a little lubrication there as well. Essentially anywhere where you have plastic rubbing on plastic, it's not a bad idea to throw some lubrication. Now to install the unlock lever filler to the grip. That goes right here, and then there's one
Yes,
number.
I did miss that. Crap. Personally, I think you should have told me to put that on before you had me assemble a thing that's all finicky, but whatever. Okay.
You tell them.
Plastic rubbing on plastic, it's not a bad idea to throw some lubrication. Now to install the unlock lever filler to the grip, that goes right here, and then there's one number 4 thread forming screw that goes in the back here. Now that we have that, we're actually going to sandwich onto the trigger assembly, and this can be a little bit interesting because you want to get these pins to all line up. Might take a few tries. And it should snap together. Once you got that, we can start putting in the number 4 thread forming screws. I'm going to start with the front here, drop one there. I'm going to put one back here. One goes up here.
All right. So here's the situation. This is where that screw hole is. That screw hole is too big for this screw.
You know, there's a cure for that, right?
Yeah. I'm about to exercise that cure too.
Dun, 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 dun.
What are the cut up Mega XL rub foam pieces for?
Oh, the destruction.
You talking about my armor piercing?
Oh, I see. Okay.
You talking about these?
I see what you mean. I know what you're doing. What's the file for that?
Oh, he did that.
I'll release it when I release the video that goes with them.
No worries. Because I have so many. I have like 100 of those Mega XL cut up pieces that are like the exact same length.
Yep, I specifically made it so that you could
The extra
cut a
bits.
dart. Yeah,
I'm guessing it's the cutoffs from like a 70 millimeter ones.
it is.
What was it, Alex? 4 sheets of double wall?
I'm not saying.
Allegedly.
There we go. Now, now we
fixed it.
can put this on here like this.
I see things like this and I'm thinking, man, if Lidl ever did something like this and you had to print out all those pins. Oh my
Well,
Lord.
see, this doesn't work right. Oh, fuck. How does this actually lines up? Because now this is blocking that.
There it is. Yeah, that's seated.
Yeah.
Seal it up. No, don't take. Mm.
No, I'm just saying, whatever these files are, do not match what they're showing in this video. The screw does not go in there.
Maybe the screw
I've
goes
got
in
a
there
s-
after the fact.
No, there's no other hole. There's just the one. Anywho, 2, 1. It is awfully warm today.
Yeah, I'm down here. Richard messaged me. I haven't had the opportunity to expose him to Nessie yet, but he messaged me a while ago.
I can't wait till you introduce him to your Greg.
It's not happening, Alex. Now, if he ever releases a Greg with like a solenoid and flywheels, because the spring you get flywheels maybe 20, 25,000, 35,000 RPMs, and you put those farther down the path, then you have those springs launch that into 25,000 RPMs. That might be kind of interesting. I think in the grand scheme of things, though, the 25,000 RPMs might slow it down.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just say the Greg's good enough.
Screw that has super glue on it. Okay. Flip this over. Put the other stock piece on.
Do you have a longer screwdriver you could use?
Yes, I do. Would you like me to go get it? I'll be back.
No, I was being sarcastic. Yeah. Okay.
I got you covered.
Yeah. You'd be like putting in screws from the kitchen. That's ridiculous.
Unfortunately, that's a Phillips 2 head. These are Phillips 1s.
Oh darn.
It's like the Joker on the old Batman cartoons, pulls
Oh no,
out
even Jack
this
Nicholson when Batman's coming down on him and he pulls the pistol
comical
out.
revolver. That's what I need as a Nerf blaster.
We need a Nerf blaster that's made like an actual Barrett, so that the barrel
Reciprocates.
collapse into the chassis. Did they texture the butt plate at all?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like the texture on the Falks better.
Yeah, this texture is basically what you get from the
the layer line.
steps. Yeah. So I printed this out of TPU 95 AA polymaker.
Polymaker. Dun, 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 dun. Not real fond about the cocking mechanism. That bar is too chunky for me. But it still looks like it'd be fun to play with.
Oh yeah. And we have some 3D printed pins to go in here.
Of course.
Turn this. There we go. That works. Now we need to adjust our whatchamacallit. But to make adjusting it easier, it's now functionable. All right. Let me move this camera. As far as see this, we gotta adjust that. So open it, cock it. Now let's get this adjusted here. Go 1/4 turn more.
Oh, you're adjusting your retention?
Yeah, how close it holds the barrel tight and closed.
All right, so
We went maybe a little too far. There we go.
Don't
Now
hold
it
the
locks
barrel.
in there nice and smooth.
Now, push the release. No, okay. I had to, my actual double barrel, I had to trim like 3 links off of the spring so I could do that. It was just too tight.
So then we've got our decocking shells. What goes in? All right. So when these are in, we're still too tight. There we go. Then
Noise
works.
cancellation. Yeah.
Then
Now your springs are going, woo. I love that. That's worth the price of admission right there.
yeah. All right. So I think this definitely needs to get loosened a little bit more. There we go. Now let's see what it does when there's. Let's get some actual silly shells, shall we?
We need to give your dummy a name, dude.
My dummy is put away currently.
I understand that, but you know, we know you've got your half assistant, but we the dummy needs a name so that you know, going forward, we can summon Axel or whatever for the impact test.
Well, everybody can leave a comment in the video description on what the CPR dummy's name should be.
There you go.
I'll be this video will probably end up going up in the morning on the YouTubes. I don't know. It might get done rendering by editing and rendering tonight.
Those
We'll
whistles?
see. No, there's no whistle. So this is easier if you do not have issues with your hands.
I imagine two. Oh,
Well, the one pin is stuck. Interesting. This one pin is stuck down in there.
no, the firing pin's protruded.
No. Oh,
It almost looks like one of those
there we
powerlifting
go.
championships where they're bending bars.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to drop a bit of lube down here. Maybe.
Now you got to make a sheath to hold that over your shoulder so you can do an Evil Dead. I'd like to introduce
Yeah, there we go.
Boomstick.
All right. So there we go. 1, 2, and
What's going on?
yeah, she works.
I got in trouble.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Because you fucker.
This thing might need a little bit of tuning because that doesn't want to come back. Yeah. I'm recording a stream, yeah. All right. Anyway, so that is the anyway, so that's the Stagecoach Blaster. Thanks to Out of Darts. We'll get this tuned up and you'll see a video come out for it soon. Catch you on the next one. Later.